We. Okay, take two. So, hi everyone. It's been a considerably long while since my last life update, and I haven't been super active on Twitter. Like, I've been retweeting, reblogging, etc., but not really posting. So, I guess I'll fill you in on what's been happening. I guess I'll start chronologically, I guess. Before Christmas, my ears and tail from Maria's Creative Corner turned up. I'll be doing an actual review on them later, because I want to do like a video review, because I think that'd be both nice for Maria, who made these wonderful things, and it would be a nice experiment, like a nice new thing to try doing a review. But as you can see, I'm just kind of looking at myself in the mirror. The ears are huge, the tail is huge, and I'm wearing my headphones, even though like I'm not actually listening to anything at the moment, just because they cover my human ears, and I feel like it makes things more authentic. It makes me a little bit deaf though, so if Amber were to like sneak in behind me and silently open the door a little bit, I don't think I'd fucking notice. Anyway, so yeah, that's great. I worked both Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, which was... Christmas Eve was a fucking mess. It's like 24 different people, not 24, like 400,000 different people expecting you to dedicate 12 seconds to each of them. That's reference, eh? Boxing Day wasn't so bad. It was super duper quiet, but I had to do this store on my own for whatever reason. Like, my mid-boss was telling me that, you know, it's because apparently my job agency is actually paying for all of my wages, and that's the reason why they went, oh, okay, you're gonna do the day with a penalty rate on your own, because it's not gonna cost us a lot. And Alan, who you've heard me talk about quite a lot and has appeared in a few streams, he didn't end up so lucky. He got Boxing Day off, but he's had to do 3 days of 2 extra hours of work, so like 3 days of 8 hours and 1 day of 6, and like a lot of you might be watching this and going, well geez, that's fucking nothing. In perspective, like, Alan and I are not the most, I wouldn't say the most resilient, but this work kind of kills us when we have to do solo and when we have to do more than we can take. Especially if we're told to work individually. Looking at you, mid-boss. Yeah. So, that was that. I had the worst fucking Christmas day ever. I don't really want to go into a hell of a lot of detail about it, especially considering this is this is a very public platform where millions of people in the future could be all like, gossip, but neither Amber nor I had a particularly good day. But we're having a pretty nice weekend at the moment. So, what else? I actually ended up going up to my nana's. Amber came with me. We made a day of it, and my mum called me earlier in the week, being like, "Ah, yes, Molly, you are heading up to your grandmother's place. Well, okay, are you going to go as Molly, or are you going to go as a boy?" And I was like, well, okay, if I rocked up as Molly, she would, 1, probably not recognise me, 2, flip her shit that I'm trans, and 3, potentially have a heart attack. My brother Vega, my mum, my dad, and myself kind of agreed that it's probably better at this stage to just not come out to her, because from my perspective, like, if she outright rejects me, I don't have to deal with that, but the rest of my family has to deal with that, because she'll go and complain to them, and at the same time she doesn't, like, I have a great uncle who's gay, and my nana has flipped her shit a few times when they've put up pictures of them being in bed together. And I mean being in bed as in, here's a man, they're in bed. Not like they're kind of, you know, doing the thing. So, yeah. I'm still, at this point in my life, I think I'm just gonna stick with not coming out, because, like, I don't see her that much. I rarely see her around family, so, like, when I go and see her, it's only one person or two people that need to call me by my old name, and not, like, my entire family. But, yeah. And I think the final thing is, like, the final update is, Alan's got me thinking more and more about the, I suppose, the logical, smart, intelligent, etc., the best way to go about getting a PC together. And I know in all my previous videos I've harped on and on and on about, oh, I'm gonna do this interest-free thing with Harvey Norman. I'm gonna do that very soon. But Alan actually offered breaking down the specs of the computer and trying to figure out how much money I'd save on it. And it's being sold by Harvey Norman for, I think, approximately $4,500. And I could get something built with extra bits in it for about $3,200. So that's like $1,000 and a bit. And Alan was even telling me that he was, like, really, really trying his hardest to make it as expensive as the pre-built one. So he's also talked me into, like, you know, on the one hand, if I went and got a loan for $5,000, I could just outright buy the pre-built computer, or I could get one custom built, and then I could get some other things like a capture card, which would mean I could play, like, fucking console games. Not that I have that many console games that I could play, but I could do Halo. That'd be fun. Yeah, that, a Stream Deck, whatever the fuck a Stream Deck is. Like, just tons and tons of shit, and I could actually fork out for a vibe. So, like, I said before, a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago now, that I actually got turned down for a bank loan with my bank, but obviously, starting out, I had a month in the job. I haven't really saved a lot of money because I've had to pay off a few debts, which I'm still kind of working on at the moment, but I need to do my best to show that I can be, like, a really, really reliable saver, and then I'm gonna fucking hop on that, and I'm gonna have nice shit, and then everything's gonna fucking pick up again. So those are events that have happened. How I feel at the moment is, I feel pretty dreadful, honestly. I'm exhausted, I'm kind of beaten down. As much as I have, like, I've achieved so fucking much this year. Like, I've got hormones, I've pretty much fully transitioned as much as I can without, you know, the stuff that requires a lot of money or a lot of medical intervention. Got my ears, I've got my tail, I've got some nice things, I've got a fucking job. I'm always obsessed with the feeling that, like, if I can't move towards my next goal, if I just have to sit and wait, then it just kind of irritates me. And, like, it kind of beats me down because I feel like I'm stuck, I feel like I'm not going anywhere. It's like, I suppose you're swimming towards the horizon trying to find land, and the further and further you go, there's just no land. And you're just like, well, just keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's just a personality flaw of mine. Like, I'm definitely going to go into that later, because I've still got plans to go through the game called Getting Over It, And again, this was Alan's idea that I've mentioned a couple of times, and talk about things like, you know, personality flaws, transition, life habits, etc., etc., but then talk about it in a positive light about how I got over it. But like, you know, talking about how effectively my need for things, or my need for progress, is never satisfied is probably my biggest core flaw. Like, without any outside influence, it's the biggest thing that keeps me down. Yeah, so I am still working on a few things at the moment. Like, today I'm going to get started on effectively doing I can't fucking remember what Alan called it, but it's like a list of shit I need to do for the, like, a list of topics I want to talk about for the Getting Over It series. I'm actually going through and doing digital art of the, like, for the, I recorded, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I recorded a whole bunch of, pretend voice lines for If I Were a Payday character, inspired by both, Ethan and Healer. So, like, I want to have custom art for different situations, like for calling for a medic bag, I'm, like, riddled full of bullet holes, safe house lines, just kind of sitting chilling on a bed, and a few of you would have actually seen these pictures that I've made so far. And then in turn from doing that, I've got art videos to keep up with. I think that's basically it so far. Or not so far, it for now. My computer is still falling to bits because, like, even when I just freshly boot up my computer and start playing Payday or start playing Team Fortress 2, I'll get awful stuttering. It's not like a really, really low frame rate, it's like, go hitch, 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 hitch. So it's, I don't know whether it's the processor or the RAM, but, I want to try and avoid pushing the computer too much, because, like, when I get the new one, I'm going to sit down with Alan, he'll teach me how to clean it, teach me how to reinstall Windows. I might actually run through, get a couple of different parts for the computer, see whether it's worth doing that. Basically have a second one that, for Amber to use, like if she wants to play on a high-end game, because she's a laptop user. You're a laptop user, Amber! Well, I actually have that, she just said obvious. Which, honestly, it makes sense because she moves around a lot and she's an artist, but I would still recommend everyone get a desktop computer, because they don't fucking burn out as quick. And, you know, that's an entire fucking thing I could rant about. I don't really want to turn this into a podcast. So, yeah. Also, my, like, I've shifted, like, because I've shifted rooms, my little sister-in-law has actually seen, me playing quite a few games. She's also kind of had a laptop computer forced on her, so in the, like, potential outcome that she gets to stay with us more, or if in the future she ends up staying with us for a very long time, or indefinitely, she can have her own computer to work with, because I'm of the opinion that you need, kids these days, or everyone these days, needs to have, like, their own personal physical space where they can go to retreat from other people, and they need their own line space. Own line. Just go online. Yeah, I feel like everyone needs their online space where they can basically explore, express themselves, and do whatever they want to. It's their own, it's kind of like a home away from home, away from home. Because, like, your home away from home is your bedroom, or your space where you go, and then your home away from your home away from your home is, like, when you go onto the internet. And then if you keep going, you end up, like, home away, home away, home away, home away squared. And if you go too far, you end up getting Home and Away, which is actually quite a mediocre television show. Honestly, it's just a big rip-off of Neighbours. Don't know if you guys have heard of Neighbours, but I might chuck a few links in the description below, because that took a tangent. and only like 3 people who are Australian would probably get it. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. To finish off, I will actually give you a bit of a look of... I'm just trying to... So that's the tail. Really, really big. Currently I've got it attached to a belt, hooked on a belt, like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer works as an ice cream man, and it does the whole Ali G, his clothes fly on him, but it goes to one belt, and then it has to do like 2 belts, because the belts I got, I was actually quite a skinny lad when I got them, and now I've gotten tubby. So yeah, that's that. Got the black ring there. Really, really lovely. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. And, ew, I did a really bad job of, that kind of looks like a claw mark. Yeah, I did a really bad job of, washing the mirror, Helene's mirror. And, oh, I'm headless. Okay, let me just try and bend, and then get out final. Just fucking crouch. Really need to shut that window. Fuck. Okay, but yeah, here are the ears. They are fucking massive, like 2 fists high. Really fucking incredible. And I've kind of got my headset sitting behind them, because sitting in front, it doesn't look as good. They don't sit as well. They can't really grip on. But yeah, these are fucking... Oh, I forgot what it was like to wear a tail. I'm just super, super duper pleased with this. With these. And no, I'm not actually wearing shorts that have a belt hook on at the moment, so it's just wrapped around my tongue. Yeah, so I think I'd call it there. I'll see if I can do a little bit of editing with my phone, maybe. This really reminds me of, back when I was a kid, and Mum got the first... We got our first digital camera between us. It was really hers, but, oh, there we go. I didn't think of just holding the camera at boob level and then tilting it for my face. And... hang on. There we go. Nice. Yeah, anyway, it reminds me of, Mum got the first digital camera, which was a photo camera, but it had a filming function on it. So, one day I actually had the camera in my right hand, had a toy gun in my left hand, and then ran around and pretended that I was a first-person shooter, and I was like, oh, this is such a unique, inventive thing! And then Hardcore Henry happened. Yeah, anyway, I should really wrap this up. Holy shit, I'm feeling a hell of a lot better than when I started. Get out of the fucking... Just stop. Stop what you're doing. Fucking stop.